So hopefully you have at least read the prologue, and the prologue has brought it out how Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana is the only way that can take you to the master key. What is the master key? The master key is being able to recognize that you are the witness of all the three states. All three states. Only when you recognize that, then can you really understand superimposition. Until then, superimposition is only theory. You really cannot see the truth. It's only a mental comprehension, but it is not really a direct seeing till you reach that point. Which point? The point where I recognize that I am the witness of all three states. This must have become very clear. Then this gets very easily revealed that I have a mental image of me. You did the sadhana, pointing the finger at the reflection in the mirror and then pointing to the sense of I am. Did you recognize the difference? The truth is, this is me, but I think that is me. So that image in the mirror is something that I carry with me constantly. Have you recognized this? And I don't need a mirror to see that image. The mirror was just a tool to help begin this sadhana, but I don't need that mirror. The image is constantly with me. I think that image is who I am. So that is superimposing on the sense of I am, which is formless. It has no form. So the form superimposing on the formlessness. This is an error, a mistake that I make in my understanding about myself. This is called Adhyaasa, superimposition. Now, this image of me is so strong that I have taken it from the waking to the dream as well. In the dream, I don't recognize my true sense of I am or the witnessing self. I think that I am the one experiencing the nightmare or I am the one experiencing the pleasure. So what does experiencing mean? Means I have a form, and that form is not different from the waking form that I have assumed I am. When my sadhana, my Swapna Nidra Jnana sadhana strengthens, I can draw a parallel. Oh, this form which I have created as a mental image of me is carried over from the waking to the dream. This is also superimposing on the sense of I am. This is also superimposing on the sense of I am. Did your Swapna Nidra Jnana sadhana take you to that point yet? If not, a very light intention, a light sankalpa, like a command to myself that let me drop this silly image of me and just be with the formless me. That is the true me. May I gather this courage to be with my formlessness. This has to be done intentionally going forward as a reminder again and again during the day. Instead of having a mental image of a person doing this, speaking this, eating this, behaving like this, instead of the mental image of all this. Hold on to the formlessness. This is a very subtle seeing of the truth. And it's so subtle, it can slip away very quickly. So I have to make that attempt of recognizing, oh, that formlessness is me, not this body, not the image of me in the mind. That image is also playing. You repeat this sadhana many times. Do it in the waking so many times that it automatically seeps into your dream. The next most important part of this sadhana is to make journal entries of your direct seeing. Remember, one glimpse of holding on to the formlessness is not sufficient. The superimposition is so strong, it can easily erase my direct seeing. So the moment I recognize it, I have to put it down. And that's why I said carry a pocketbook. Put it down immediately. Oh, today I recognized how the form of Ekta is superimposing on me the formlessness, namelessness. I have no name and I have no form. But that mental image of Ekta is superimposing and I allow it to happen. Can I maintain a distance from that image? Then I have started implementing what Adi Shankaracharya really meant by Adhyaasa, superimposition. It's not a theoretical topic. I listen to it, I enjoy it, and it's over. No, it's not. Unless direct seeing happens at the waking and dream level, it is not going to work. It'll only be theory, which will come to the mind like a thought wave and disappear. No, I have not really implemented it. The thought wave is not the end product that is required here. The end product is the separation from that mental image of Ekta, which I think is I or me. Turning away from that and recognizing, oh, this formlessness and namelessness is the real I. It doesn't even say I. That also Ekta is just using to explain to me. When the turning away happens, there is no I sense really. There is no I thought really. There is that dissolution of the I into an infinite field, and just that recognition of that formlessness and staying there, constantly staying there, constantly staying there. This is the sadhana. Now, in the sadhana in the book, I did it at 2 levels. When the body arising is there, very clearly it's a sensation. That's when you start thinking, this is the I that is superimposing on the formlessness and namelessness. And the second time is when there is a thought of the person, the body-mind person. That is also superimposing on the namelessness and formlessness. Yeah? At the mind level, I count all feelings or all thoughts. At the body level, it's all sensation and perception of this body neck down. If you're standing in front of the mirror, then that entire image. Very clear? So you have to work on both these levels. Working at one level is insufficient. The other will take over. Clear? The sadhana is very clear how we have to implement this, and this has to be moment to moment while interacting with a family member, while interacting with a colleague. while doing a very important task in office, recognizing the namelessness and formlessness as I. It doesn't even say I, it's only for explanation. That is me, and this is only superimposing. When you start doing it in all the circles, the family circle, social circle, the work circle, as well as the spiritual circle, you will see that there is one specific area where the superimposition is dominant. That is your work area. Now let's begin with the book. Section 1. Adhyaasa Kim. What is superimposition? So we'll begin with the first point. In the darkness, the snake appears to be superimposed on the rope. In ignorance, the body-mind world appear to be superimposed on Brahman. I assume, therefore I am. If your sadhana has strengthened, you can very well see, this mental image of Ekta is an assumption. And this is superimposing on the namelessness and formlessness. It's actually even I-lessness, means there is no I there. I use I only to explain it. But in my direct seeing, is there an I? No. There is no word I at all. There is no sound I. There is simply that sense which helps me recognize my locus, my location. That's it. And that is very clearly and distinctly different from the image of Ekta. So that body, mind and Ekta's world, all three together, they superimpose on namelessness, formlessness, I-lessness. Oh, I recognize it. Now that I have attained Turiya, I recognize it. When I was ignorant, I did not see it. Are you there yet? Next is only the rope is, the snake is not. Is the word here that is important. Isness is the attribute of the rope, and that is superimposed on the illusory snake. Never can you say, oh, the snake was. It was there for a little bit, now it is not. No, it was never there. The isness attribute belongs to the rope. Similarly, only Brahman is. Body-mind world is not. This I see very clearly. I see the body-mind world as just arisings. They arise, they disappear. A body wave arises, it disappears. A thought arises, it disappears. They are never together as one. Perception of sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. Either of these arises and disappears. I create the story in retrospect. I join all these waves. Then I say the body-mind world is. Oh, no. Isness is the attribute of the namelessness and formlessness. The I-lessness background, which is constantly there. So, isness is the attribute of that. And this body, mind, world, waves, weaved together by memory, they falsely take on this isness attribute. They are not. The body-mind world is not. Only Brahman is. Isness is the attribute of Brahman superimposed on the illusory body-mind world. Now, from the perspective of the illusory snake, the rope is not there. The snake says, there is no rope, there is only me, the snake. Like that only, from the perspective of the illusory body-mind, Brahman is not. That is why every time you get seeped by the darkness of ignorance, you feel, I am this. How dare you say this to me? I am somebody. I am something. I am someone in your life. You must listen to me. You must respect me. All this is nothing but the snake claiming that, only I am. It would be so funny if the snake started dancing like that over there. It's exactly what you were doing. From that perspective, you cannot see Brahman. You will never see Brahman. That is why I say the waker cannot recognize that it is Turiya. Don't expect that the waker's body mind will change and turn around and recognize Turiya. No. It is Turiya only that has worn orange color glasses and is pretending to be the waker right now. That's it. Just the glasses have to come off. It is Turiya only. There is no waker's body, mind, and world which is permanent and independently existing out there separate from Brahman. No. So this is very important to recognize. Very important. And now I change the perspective. Now that I recognize I am Turiya, from the perspective of the rope, snake is not. Yes. From the perspective of Brahman, the body-mind is not. I see waves very clearly now. There's a body wave that arises. Suddenly there is the perception of the family member. Suddenly a thought arises. Suddenly there is the feeling that arises. Oh, now I see that the body-mind world is not. It's not. That does not mean that now I have to deny the waves. The waves are. Is this clear? Yeah. Putting the waves together and weaving a story. That is the illusory part. That is the mithya. That is the mistake I am making. The waves are there. And the waves are not different from the water. Is this very clear? A lot of people don't understand this point and they're trying to push the world away. Oh, now it should disappear. Now it should disappear. Like the dream disappears, the spouse should disappear, the child should disappear. Oh, my work should disappear. Nothing is going to disappear. Even at enlightenment, it's not going away. It's just not a continuity the way I thought. It's not a permanency the way I thought of it. For example, we started this session about 20-25 minutes ago. That beginning point of this session is not there. It is only in memory. But what does the memory want to claim? That no, the entire session happened. The whole story is there. Do you see it? Even when you're reading a book, you have turned the page. Only this page is there now. All the pages that I have already read are not there. Only this page is there. Clear? So when this becomes clear, only one wave at a time, and it is Brahman only. It is H2 only. It cannot be different than me, the ocean. Then you become very clear. From the perspective of Brahman, the body-mind world is not. It's not there. Move to the next point. Bondage begets the belief that the snake is real. Bondage begets the belief that the body-mind world is real. So what does bondage here mean? I assume to be this mental image of Ekta. Now, I, the formlessness and namelessness, am bound by this image. Only because of my assumption. Only because of my assumption, I get bound. And this bondage is the cause of the belief that the waker is real, the waking world is real. It is the same bondage that is making me believe that the dream character is real and its dream world is also real. You have to see it in both waking and dreaming. Both in waking and dreaming, when you start drawing the parallel that this bondage, that this magnetism with that same mental image is happening, and this is the cause, you will be at another level of witnessing suddenly. You will find yourself at an extreme distance from that which I call the waker. It is only a wave. You'll be at a distance from that wave which I called the dream character. There will be no more bondage. A distinct recognition of namelessness and formlessness happens. When you get to that level, you start recognizing that bondage is due to the ignorance of the rope and the belief in the illusory snake. Basically, ignorance of this namelessness and formlessness was there. And there was belief in the mental image of Ekta, of the waker. And I carried this constantly with me. The belief and the ignorance of namelessness and formlessness were like two sides of the same wave. They were together. It's not that one is the cause of the other. It is one wave. One side is the ignorance of the namelessness and formlessness. Automatically, the other side is the belief in the mental image of Ekta. This bondage is the danger. Now, distancing starts happening more and more. And it's automatic. It's not something that you can force. All you have to do is a very soft sankalpa. May my swapna nidranyan sadhana reveal the superimpositions on me. Then, when the distancing really happens and becomes solid, fear drops away. There is no more fear in life. Yeah? Then you come to the next point where you recognize, oh, the illusory snake can never harm the rope. The apparent duality of I and the world cannot taint Brahman. Fear drops away and abhaya, fearlessness, takes over. It was always your quality. The same namelessness and formlessness has the quality of abhaya. It was only being superimposed by bhaya, of fear. That superimposition goes so far, becomes so distant, that you start recognizing your fearlessness. At first, you will not be comfortable with the fearlessness. You will have a transition phase where you take some time to become comfortable with the new direct seeing. The fearlessness is not comfortable at first. You recognize it as a glimpse, it comes as a glimpse, it surprises you, you feel really powerful, and the next moment the superimposition of fear comes back. And it tries to superimpose on this fearlessness. And then you are uncomfortable. Now what happened? And again, the fear goes at a distance. The fearlessness is there. Again, you feel all powerful. And again, this superimposition happens. There is a little skill that you will learn on your own to keep this fear at a distance. It's an automatic skill. Like, I can push you into the swimming pool. I can tell you, okay, now you have to move your hands like this and legs like this, and attempt to keep your nose above the water so that you can breathe. I can only give you instructions. These are only words, remember, but the skill of swimming is developed by you. Do you see this? Words are not sufficient. I cannot learn swimming on an online course and say, yes, I know how to swim. No. Is this very clear? If I cannot learn swimming outside the water, like that only, this skill of being abhaya cannot be learned in a class. I can only give you words. When you actually recognize abhaya, the fearlessness, you'll automatically stumble, fumble, get water into your nose and start coughing and becoming breathless, and finally you learn the skill. And there to warn you about this water getting into your nose. But you will have to have the courage of holding on to the namelessness, formlessness, and fearlessness now. It increases in degrees, which is good. It gives me time to now unlearn the superimpositions, to push them away, to recognize, oh, this was never me. This was never me. Again, remember, the wave of the waker is not an illusion. Me believing that I am that waker, independently existing of Brahman, that is an illusion. That is the mithya. Yeah? And that is simply caused because of my bondage with the waker. Yeah? So I don't need to really push the waker away. Do I need to do that? Will that work? The illusory snake need not be driven away. Why? Because it does not really exist. I'm trying to drive away that which doesn't exist. I'm picking up a stick and say, snake, go away, go away. No, the snake is not. Only the reality of the rope needs to be seen. Correct? Like that only. The waker does not need to be cast away or pushed away. The dream character does not need to be rejected. The sleeper need not be ignored. No, they are not. This is what I have to say. They never were. I took the sensation of the body. I took the perception of sight of the body. I put them together and I said, this is me, the waker. Then I took the perception of sight, sound, smell, taste, touch of this waker and said, this is the waking world. Memory is creating all of these. It's putting waves together. All I have to do is I have to see that there is no independently existing story out there. The story is an illusion. That's it. This is seeing the reality of Brahman. This is seeing the reality. On the formlessness, namelessness, there is a wave that appears to be form. There is a wave that appears to be name. That wave is also made of the same formlessness and namelessness. It is only pretending to be something different. It's like a little game that Brahman is playing with itself. It is Brahman only. There is no body-mind world that needs to be cast away, as they do not have an inherently independent existence. This becomes very clear. Then you start seeing, oh, it's only the illusion of the snake veiling the reality of the rope. It's only the illusion of this mental image called Ekta in another mental image of Ekta's world. This whole illusion is so powerful, enamoring, enchanting, yummy, delicious that I don't want to see the boring straight line of peace of namelessness and formlessness. This illusion of body-mind world is veiling the reality of Brahman. Then only can you say the knowledge of the rope sublated the illusion of the snake. Sublated, made it disappear, negated it, cancelled it out. Only knowledge can antidote the poison, no? Of ignorance, of attachment, of bondage, of illusion. Because ignorance, attachment, bondage, illusion is nothing but lack of knowledge. So only knowledge can antidote the lack of knowledge. Is that very clear? When this is clear, then it's very, very evident. There is only Brahman. Only Brahman. The knowledge of Brahman has sublated the illusion of the body-mind world. Now this should be moment to moment. You cannot say, oh, I got a glimpse in the Sunday class for 2 minutes. I'm good. No, you're not good. You got the same glimpse when you were ignorant. An ignorant one who has never walked any spiritual path. Even he gets these glimpses because he is Brahman. There is no he. Right? So the knowledge of Brahman sublates the illusion of the body-mind world. I can say that only when I am able to recognize the superimposition moment to moment and stay at that fearlessness stand, the namelessness stand, the formlessness stand. When I maintain that and seeing it very clearly as nameless, as formless, as fearless is the key. Then you can say, I have self-knowledge, not borrowed knowledge from Ekta, not borrowed knowledge from Adi Shankaracharya, not borrowed knowledge from Atmananda. No, self-knowledge. My wisdom has antidoted the poison of my own ignorance. Then only can you say sublation has happened. Negation, cancelling out.